She's April.
And she's Molly.
And we are
The Book Besties.
in matching blues. Oh, it's going to be fun.
You can't write 600 pages.
I pictured football positions. It's very similar.
I'm sorry. I have to talk about the penis with this sort of thick daddy length.
No killing that.
I think they're a little bit different, but yeah, we're both in blue. And we are wearing shirts from our sponsor, Carpe Librum. Why are you pouting?
I told Matt to wash my shirts. They sent me 2. One is my favorite color. Guess which one he washed and which one he didn't wash.
I'm guessing he did not get the baby poop green one for you.
Shut up. It's not baby poop green. It's a pretty green. But the green one's still in the bottom of the machine. I am not happy. But I have the pretty one on. It's so soft.
So you're wearing their logo shirt, and I'm wearing their one that says Read, Think, Act, Repeat.
I like this. This was like my favorite little detail on the back, actually.
Yeah, so the backs of all of their shirts have that, except the only one that doesn't have that I have is my professional book fairy one that has wings on the back.
Which obviously deserves the wings.
But they also sent us bags.
Bags.
There's a shirt in here for Tom, too, because his favorite color is yellow.
I love that.
And this one says, until the lion tells the story, the hunter will always be the hero.
That's the one I got in green.
You got that one, too? So did you get this one, too? The Read, Think, Act, Repeat?
Nope, I just got 2 shirts.
Okay, yeah.
I got 2 shirts.
We got 3 because one is for Tom.
Yeah.
But I have the logo shirt, too, but mine is gray.
Oh, okay. Oh, it looks green on my camera.
No, I don't think it is.
Is it gray? It's my eyes are terrible. Maybe it's just the lights. Oh, now I see the gray. Now I see it. I think it's gray.
They also sent us bookmarks. So I got Born to Read, Forced to Socialize. And Readers Are Cool. And these are the magnetic ones. And check out our social media because I did a video about these bookmarks.
Look at that, man.
They hold your page so well and they don't move. And
no.
They don't bend your page either. They don't bend your page either.
It's not coming out.
I know, it's pretty cool. So yeah.
The other one's missing. I'm assuming a child stole it.
Probably. So Carpe Librum is still offering free shipping with the code Hello Besties for the rest of the month of September.
Hello Besties.
They'll have a new deal in October. But if you want to save on shipping, get it now.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So besides your crappy shirt thing, what else is going on with you?
Let's see. I'm dying inside. No. Girls are back to school. You know how it is. Both girls are in ROTC now. Mm-hmm. So that's making life a lot busier.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot busier. And I watched Livia stuff 2 sheets into her backpack this week for school.
Sheets? Like for the bed?
Like top sheets. The closest things for theater.
Oh.
They were doing a lip sync challenge and they needed them for it.
Well, fair.
But it was just so wild. I'm like, you really need 2 king sheets? And she's like, yes.
Yes, I do, in fact. My boys are also back at school. We got official word today that James got accepted into beta, which means both boys will be in the beta National Honor Society for this school year, which is really cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I have been incredibly busy at work.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, so I got promoted and I took over as branch manager, but I'm also training 2 people while I'm also in training.
And reading a book a week and doing Boy Scouts and still momming.
Well, I haven't actually been to Scouts because I've been so busy. I haven't been able to go, but I'm not a Scout leader this year.
Oh, okay.
But it's first time.
That helps a little bit.
First time in 6 years I haven't been a Scout leader. So
that's okay though. You're allowed to take things off your plate.
I
You're allowed to think.
100% am. And speaking of, I will actually not be here next week. You
No,
and
you won't.
Katie are going to cover a book together, and I'm going to
And
take
you
a
know what?
break so I can catch up on
And
some work stuff.
Katie and I, that is actually the perfect book for Katie and I after the last time Katie and Molly had an episode. So they kind of go together.
Didn't you guys do Killers Age Gracefully or something like that?
No, we did last time
Killers of
this.
a Certain Age. Oh, How to Be Eaten. But you also did Killers of a Certain Age.
I thought you and I did that.
No, because I was supposed to be having surgery and take a month off
Right.
or 2 weeks
Right.
off or something like that.
Right.
And so
But
you guys
no,
did 2 episodes
but
back to
the
back.
most recent I've done with her is How to Be Eaten.
They were
So
in a
they're
row.
both,
They were in a
yeah,
row. You did both of them back to back.
yeah. But
But
the
yes.
the fairy tales go together, and we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
Cause
Well, not
like
this week because I didn't read the
no,
book. So
no.
you get into it
And
next week.
I will say this one thing, and I'm saving this for you. We're gonna have I have a whole question that's prepared about a library rant for you. Because if you read this book, you would have a whole rant about what happens in this library. And so I am saving it for Katie and I to have an April style rant.
I don't think people really know what happens in the library. A week ago, I had to go to the library on my day off to look for a snake that was
I
just
did realize that
slithering through the
Crocodile Dundee
library.
was in your resume.
So, I mean, even snakes like literacy. I can't take credit for
But
that. My other best friend Dawn came up with that pun.
it was good. It was good.
All right,
Oh,
so we're
this is
here.
a long ass book.
It
This
is.
is a long ass book.
We're here this
By the
week.
way, 2 audiobooks, guys. I had to do 2 audiobooks for this book.
Yeah. Do you want to? Can I tell them what book it is, Molly?
Fine. If
Okay.
you gotta do things in order.
So we read Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, which is the first book in the Boys of Tommen series. And if you are looking online, I have the special edition, the special Barnes & Noble edition with the pink sprayed edges. And it's got little art in it, which is really cute. And it's pretty. Yeah. But this book is 606 motherfucking pages long.
600, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the words she said.
And 6 motherfucking pages long. This one has 2 bonus scenes in it, so I guess technically the book should be like 602 pages, but whatever.
It didn't need bonus scenes. It did not.
Well, one of the bonus scenes should have just been included. It contextually made sense, but we read this book because it is a viral sensation, and yeah, you want to talk about it?
Let's do that because
Let me give a synopsis. Let me give a synopsis. Binding 13 is the first book in the viral Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh. This YA series deals with difficult themes such as abuse of a child, sexual assault, depression, bullying, and self-harm. Listener discretion is advised. In Binding 13, we follow Shannon, like the river, as she begins her studies at the private boarding school Tommen College in Cork County, Ireland. Although Shannon is halfway through her 3rd year, which is the equivalent of 10th grade in the US, she is a transfer student to Tommen after extreme bullying at her public school left her physically and mentally broken. On Shannon's first day at Tommen, she mistakenly finds herself the center of ridicule when she crosses the rugby pitch as junior professional rugby player and 6th year student Johnny throws a tantrum and punts a rugby ball badly, hitting Shannon in the back of the head and knocking her unconscious. In addition to the head injury, Shannon's skirt rips, revealing her panties to all the rugby lads. Johnny rushes to her rescue, becoming a hero to her trials at Tommen. Predictably, Johnny and Shannon begin a friendship that intertwines romantically, despite the fact that Johnny is nearly 3 years older than Shannon and far more experienced. Over the 600 pages of this novel, we begin to learn more about both characters, including additional trauma that makes their binding even stronger.
Which is wild. We are 600 pages in this, and it's just the beginning for these two.
Yeah, so I thought the second one was
Lay gas.
shorter. I thought the second one was shorter, but no, it's actually the same length. But
Lay
so
gas. Why?
the series right. The series is like interconnected duologies, not standalones. So some of them are short and some of them are long, but right now I think let's see. I think there are 5 or 6 books out right now. I'm just gonna look real quick. All right, so there are currently 6 books in the series,
She's and she's not done.
and no, she's not done. And the first two are Shannon and Johnny, Binding
Okay.
13 and then Keeping 13. And then the next two are Saving 6 and Redeeming 6. And that one is about Shannon's brother and his girlfriend.
Which makes sense
But
because
he's
that
not a rugby player, so I'm not sure how that's going to like come in there.
but he was trying to get him to play rugby, wasn't he?
No, he plays the
No,
Irish
but the
whatever game.
the boyfriend, not boyfriend, was trying to get him to come to the. Oh, fucking no.
I
There's a
don't know.
lot of things that happen in 600 pages, guys.
Yeah. And then uh book 5 is Taming 7, which is Gibbsy
Gibbsy needs it.
and
Yeah,
Claire.
perfect.
And then
Which they need a
really
story. Their
yeah.
story needs to be played out.
And then Releasing 10 is Lizzie and Hugh,
Okay.
which is Claire's brother,
Right.
which is not who she's dating in this book.
Right. I know.
So
I know.
Anyway, so that's what's going on. So let's do some questions. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right. This
Yeah,
book.
yeah, 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 yeah.
This book is another TikTok darling that started as an indie published series on
Mm.
KU.
It did.
The series has now been traditionally published, including special editions like the one that I have. Does it live up to the hype, and will you continue with the series?
Okay. Yes and no. I'm finishing this because of how this book ended.
How was it 600 pages and that's how it ended?
Okay. But am I going to read all of them? I don't know. Is it worth the hype? I also don't know. Because honestly, one, I was like, how is this book so fucking long? How is this book so fucking long? But then I'm like, how have I gotten through this book so fast at the same time? You know what I mean? Have very mixed feelings about this book for a lot of reasons. There's editing issues, there's storyline issues, I feel like. But there's so many words.
There's a lot of motherfucking
There's
words.
so many words, guys.
The words are wording.
And that makes me like on the fence on jumping into the next book in the series because it was really difficult to knock out a 600-page book in a week when we're doing it for this, right? So it really makes you not question, that's not the right word. It makes you go, why does this need to be this long?
Yeah, I don't think
and that's why I'm on the fence.
And there are conflicting answers about if somebody gets paid by downloads or page count when they're an indie
Word
author.
Count, yeah.
So it's hard to say if it was made long because of that. But in my experience, a lot of these indie authors that we've read, either for pod or just on our own, it seems to be that they just don't know how to edit to a streamlined story. And Lucy Score is that way for me too. So I read her Knock 'Em Out series. Katie and I read the first one as part of Smut Girl Summer last year, not this year. And those books are very long. They're like 400 or 500 pages each for the trilogy, and it's unnecessary. But her books since then, that she's published since then, now that she's only traditionally publishing, her books are shorter because she knows she has someone to edit her down.
She has somebody to pare it down and teach her and coach her.
Yeah.
And you can't really re-releasing with edits really upsets fans. So you can't go back and fix Binding 13. You know what I mean? I mean, you could.
But I think that's probably why her books have gotten shorter, because now someone is telling her you can't write 600 pages like this.
But about teens.
But here's the thing. With all of that said, I really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5.
And half for me, I think 4.
Yeah. And I didn't feel like I read 600 pages. Like, behind the scenes, for those of you.
I felt the 2 audiobooks, I promise you.
I bet you did.
Because like, ADHD, man.
Well, yeah, of course. This is like some behind the scenes drama that you all wouldn't know, but that Molly and I are actually behind filming this episode because of how long it was and because I was reading the physical book and also trying to work.
But it's not drama. It's just life.
Yeah, but my point is, I am not a fast reader, and I would sit down and read 50 pages and not realize I'd read 50 pages.
Yeah.
So even though it did take me a while, it was because I was trying to finish up other books for work.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like the reading experience was really good. Like, it's a quick read. The content is rough.
Yeah.
It's a quick read for a 600-page book. Like, when I read a 600-page book, I usually feel like I'm slugging through it, but I didn't feel that way with this one.
Yeah.
I do plan to read the rest of the series. I've already ordered, I don't even know if it came yet or not, or
Keeping
it could be
13.
on my shelf. I already ordered Keeping 13, and I got the special edition from Barnes & Noble for that as well.
So they're paired.
Yeah, but those are the only 2 Barnes & Noble editions that they have right now, so I don't know if they're going to get more or if it's just going to be I'm going to have to buy the other editions, but at least this duology will be the same. Because my books have to match. It drives me insane.
I know. Oh, Piper borrowed Heartstoppers because she's trying to reach her reading goal. So she reread all of them. And she came up to me and started losing her mind about the bindings. And I was like, I didn't print those books. Go away. Go away. This is not a Molly problem.
I get it.
I know you do.
I do plan to 100% finish the series.
I will. I just don't know when.
Honestly, if we didn't have a full filming schedule, I would dip on you and
I would have rolled back. I would have rolled into the next one.
Yeah,
if we weren't like, if I didn't have pod obligations, yeah, because I want to how it ended.
Yeah,
I need.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
Yeah.
So when I suggested this book, I wasn't thinking about the fact that it was 600 pages.
Right.
Typically, we stay away from books with this sort of thick daddy length for the pod. What did you think about the length, and was there room for editing? I guess we kind of covered that, but
edit.
Yeah.
Edit.
Why is there a whole chapter about a cat that poops in the bathtub? Why?
There's several.
Why? Why is there a whole chapter about that?
Like, okay, so the bus trip to the away game. Unnecessary, right? They needed that conversation for those 2, but we did not need a whole chapter on it. Like, there's
there were parts of the bus trip that I would have cut out, but I do think we needed the scene with the 2 of them.
Right, agreed. But there is just so much in these books where chapters were just full of, I hate to say this, but crap. Like, it's a lot of filler detail, which I love filler detail. I'm all about it, and I'm guilty of it myself as a writer, but 600 pages, man.
Yeah. And you know how like when books get made into movies and they like cut out characters and you're like, why would you do that? Like, that character mattered. You could get rid of, what is it, Liz, her friend that's not Chloe, fucking hell.
The non-Biggs girls.
The Lizzie. You could get rid of Lizzie. Yeah. And it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Her character wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
You can completely get rid of that.
Yeah.
You could also get rid of like whole scenes where Johnny goes to the pub and Bella's there. We get it. Yeah. She's a bitch. Like, it was just a lot.
Like there's scenes at the house, like with her parents we didn't need. There's just so many.
There's definitely parts that you could like take an X-Acto knife and cut them out and the story would be fine. But like I said, I would read 50 pages and not realize that I read 50 pages. Like, it was a very fast 600 pages.
this was edited. I can tell it was edited, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a stream of consciousness book, if that makes sense, where the author is just shitting everything out and then it's just going and
But
there's
in
no
some ways
stopping.
that works because they're teenagers.
Yes. But I also would say that the because of that okay, the writing isn't immature for them being teenagers though.
Mm-hmm. No, I really like her storytelling. She's a
Yes.
really good storyteller.
But I
I mean, she
just
needs an editor, but
I
the
think she
story
must
is
have
good.
one by now if she's traditionally publishing.
Right.
It's just less, guy.
Mm-hmm.
But without like taking a red pen to
Yeah.
the novel,
Yeah.
it's just I don't know how to explain that.
But this book is a hell of a lot better than the other Irish book that we read.
Yeah, Ainsley.
Yeah, and this book, the beginning of the book gives pronunciations and
Oh,
meanings of
yeah.
like it has a glossary, but name pronunciations. Caoimhe. Kiva.
I
Caoimhe is Kiva.
no, it's not.
Nope.
No,
That's
it's
not.
no, it's not. Um,
And then I kind of wonder, this is a question that we can't get answered, but I kind of wonder if in her original writing, her
uh-huh.
brother, Shannon's brother Owen, was spelled the way that it's translated
Olan?
here,
Yeah,
which is Eoghan.
probably. But
Because
it was
that's supposed to
translated.
be Owen, but I think that they changed it. But
So since
Kiva,
we're
that's the one I'm like, that's not, no, there's no way that's correct.
so I did the audiobook
Mm-hmm.
and male and female narrator, which was nice.
Yeah.
Um, but when people complain about redneck and hillbillies and their accents,
Mm-hmm.
I understand when they say now they don't understand what everybody's saying
Mm-hmm.
because there were times like their accents were true and traditional and thick. So every once in a while I was like, wait, what did he say? What word was
Mm-hmm.
that? You know what I mean? So while it got me in the story and it helped me follow the storyline,
Mm-hmm.
it was
Yeah.
they were pretty intense.
I didn't listen to the audiobook at all, but it is on Hoopla. If your library system has Hoopla, it's most likely on there. You do have to use two of your borrows though, because it is in two parts.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah.
I read the physical book and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right, so Shannon has a lot of trauma in her backstory. From the
So
beginning,
much
we know
trauma.
that she faced bullying at school for like her whole life. But as the
Mhm.
story progresses, we learn that the real trauma is the violent abuse she experiences at the hands of her father. Did we need both traumas to make the story work?
No, but it's real.
Yeah.
The kid that gets picked on is usually being picked on at home.
Well, I felt like what made it connect so well was when she has that conversation with her mom when she's like, "You're trying to protect me from bullies at school, but you won't protect me from the bully in our house."
Yeah.
Like that's really the problem.
Um, I felt that scene uh
Mhm.
when I was in middle school. Story
Mhm.
time, kids. Uh I was heavily bullied by two girls specifically, but one of them was the leader. And she jumped me a few days before Christmas break so she could get a couple days off early
Hmm.
for Christmas break.
Yeah.
Um when I got home,
Smart.
yeah, because who doesn't want some free time off? When I got home, my father yelled at me for
Mhm.
getting his drug dealer's daughter in trouble.
Oh my gosh.
It
That's a
was my
winner.
fault.
Yeah.
That was my fault.
Yeah.
So that is real. That is real.
Yeah.
And she writes the trauma from a place that is very realistic for those that have
Mhm.
seen, dealt, felt, smelt. You know the deals.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that she connected it well. I don't know that we need both of them, but I guess there had to be a reason why Shannon went to the other school.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been a Rory Gilmore situation, but they weren't wealthy, but So I guess that
No,
wouldn't
but
work. But um, I will say that the abuse at home is more detailed than what we hear about at school because that's happening past tense. And it's alarming. It's
it's
definitely triggering for people for sure. And
yeah, it
Chloe
is
Walsh
definitely
has a trigger
triggering.
warning at the beginning of this book. So
Understandably so.
yeah.
It's realistic as usually the only thing I will say is usually if they pick one person
Mm-hmm.
in the family, that's their person. They
Mm-hmm.
don't bounce from mom to
Yeah.
dad to mom to dad to, whoever they're it's usually just the one person they abuse in the house.
Well,
So,
I mean that's not always true, but yeah, it can be. All right, so I want to talk a little bit more about Shannon's family. So she's
okay,
the third of 5 children.
right.
No, the third of 6 children.
6
Excuse
children.
me.
Well,
The
kind of.
the oldest is not in the house anymore. She's the only
Oh,
girl.
right.
Shannon's mother works outside the home while Shannon's father drinks and gambles.
Drinks
One of
and gambles.
Shannon's brothers has already disappeared after he came out as gay, and their father beat the shit out of him because of it.
Mhm.
The younger 3 kids are quite young. There's one that's actually 3. And what did you think about the family structure? Did you feel like it was authentic looking at it as from the American lens? Because we're not Irish.
Yes and no.
Okay.
What bugged me about this family structure was and all this okay, this is actually a bell ringer for me. All this description, these 600 pages of everything we talk about. We're playing video games, we're taking 2 showers, we're doing a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
We never explain why grandma doesn't talk to mom and dad. We
But
never explain that.
I think grandma doesn't talk to mom and dad because of the way that they behave.
But she's still helping the kids. If you're
She's
going to help the
helping the
kids,
kids, but she's not helping them. She doesn't
but
do it for them. She does it for the babies.
but she's only doing it till the kids are a certain age. Then
Mm-hmm.
she's like, "Y'all are on your fucking own. Figure it out."
It didn't really
And
bother me because
that bugs.
I feel
That
like
bugs.
it didn't really bother me because I feel like she was old and wasn't really able to do any of it. So the fact she was doing anything was kind of amazing.
Mm.
I,
I don't know. It's just weird that she was selective on what age group she was helping.
yeah, but the littles can't at all take care of themselves. But the older
No,
kids can at least, you know, clothe and
but
feed themselves.
take the littles and the bigs in. They'll freaking take care of each other in your house. I don't know. I'm picking at straws here now. I'm picking
So
at straws.
this is where I feel like this book as an American doesn't make sense. I don't know what the children's services situations are in Ireland. We
Right,
do get a little glimpse
right.
of it that the
Like
oldest
the house,
brother
they
the
got the
old
house because of all the kids, right?
what?
That's what they were saying. They were saying at some point she was talking about
They get a
them
check every month. It's like a
right, but they
welfare
were
check for
also
each of the kids.
talking about the house. The oldest son that's still there said they'd take the house from you too. They gave you that for
Hmm.
us.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering
Yeah, I don't
what
know.
I'm wondering how much they would lose if they lost the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
How much
definitely will
government
lose all those
assistance
checks they get because they get a check for each one of them.
I really would I'd be curious to see how much government assistance they really truly were getting because the
Yeah.
way they others talked about her side of town was like it's
Hmm.
the ghetto or something.
Yeah, it's subsidized housing.
Yeah.
So for me, this is where I have a trouble with this. So
Mhm.
she's the only girl,
Right.
and she's kind of the one that's forced to cook and clean, and that doesn't seem unusual to me. I am the only girl of 4 kids, and I had to do all the cooking and cleaning when my mom was gone, which she
Yeah.
was gone a lot. Um,
Eldest
so
daughters, man. We get the job done.
even if I weren't the eldest daughter, I'm pretty sure I still would have had to do it. The rules for me were so different than the rules for my brothers, which
Really.
is why 2 of them got girls knocked up in high school.
Sorry.
And my youngest brother got suspended for having pot at school. And I was the one that got arrested
Budding
because
entrepreneur.
I was not doing anything wrong, but my mom still had me arrested. That's a story for another time.
That's a non-pod
That's a
conversation.
non-pod trauma dump. But so Shannon being the only girl and being forced to kind of be the mom,
Uh-huh.
that felt authentic to me. But what didn't feel normal completely was the fact that the family that was involved, like Nana,
Yeah.
didn't do anything to try to procure full custody of the kids. Like she
Right.
never tried to get them. And
Right.
even when their mom like basically gave them to the state because she was having health issues,
Mm-hmm.
the grandma didn't try to take them. Like she didn't. They
Because she
went
was
to
probably
foster
drowning
care.
too. She was probably drowning too.
Yeah, but they went to foster care, and while in foster care, the oldest brother, who's not in the house anymore,
Yeah.
Darren is his name, he was basically raped repeatedly
Yeah.
while he was in foster care. And then
Yeah.
when he came out as gay, his dad basically blamed it on that. But
Yeah.
um her brother is like, "Nah, if you paid any bit of attention to him, you would have known."
Known. Yeah, there's a lot fucked up in that family.
The
A
other
lot
thing
fucked up in that
the other
family.
thing that I really question in this, and this is not to say that women don't remain in abusive situations because 100%
Yeah.
they do, but there never seemed to be any like I wonder if the Catholic Irish of it all is the reason that the family structure remained the same.
And she just kept picking him over the
Mhm.
kids.
I mean,
Like
literally, the book ends with her picking him.
like
Literally.
they literally go, "Him or us?
Mhm.
Him or us?"
Mhm.
And she's just standing there. And
Mhm.
this is also set in the early 2000s, late 90s. So
Yeah, I think it's
we also
2005 is when it's set.
yeah, so like we are also dealing with a little bit of a time difference too. So
Mhm.
things were different back then.
2005. Yeah.
Yeah, things were a little bit different back then. Things
Mhm.
were a little bit harder back then. I'm
I
not
mean,
I don't know. The Irish Catholic of it all is very much a muddy part of it.
right, I agree. They don't ever mention that they're Catholic. I'm just making an assumption. So, I mean,
Well,
could
and
be.
it's insinuated, that like they all are, a
I
little
mean,
bit
we could be wrong, but it feels like
probably.
it. Um, but anyway, I don't know. I just felt like I feel like there's a compelling story there of just Shannon's life.
Yeah.
But you cannot have a novel that's only all that trauma.
No,
There's got to
no
be something
balance.
redeeming. There's got to be
Yeah.
something redeeming. All right, so pivoting to Johnny here. Johnny is a star rugby player. He's essentially signed
Mhm.
to what is like a minor league rugby team,
Right.
um, and it's prepping him to play professionally. And I'll be honest, I don't understand all the mechanics of it, but that's like the Irish national team has this thing called an academy, and they're basically like
I
training
just
up
know
their
what Alona
athletes.
Morris taught me.
Listen, that is literally in my notes here. However, Johnny has a secret. He was injured pretty badly. He tore his
Mhm.
abductor muscle and he had to have surgery, but he's not recovering well.
Which
So, what
fucked
did
up
you
his
think about
willy.
his backstory? Was it believable?
Yeah, I mean, you see this all the time here in the States with football kids, baseball
Mm hmm.
kids,
Mm hmm.
track kids. They push themselves too hard.
Yep.
They accidentally get steroids. Things
Mm hmm.
happen that their career path changes. I had a
Yeah.
cousin that was supposed to play for the Astros and then he fucked his knee up.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I
mean,
mean? People, yeah.
I was never good enough that I was going to play softball past high school. I played for 3 traveling teams in high school.
That's amazing.
But I was never going to play. I mean, I probably could have played at the collegiate level, but I was never going to play beyond that.
Right.
And I still would play injured because you don't want to let your team down because you've got to
No.
prove your toughness.
I
And
I played field hockey with a broken thumb. That's what
and
you
I
do.
cannot imagine how much pain he was in because he had groin surgery. They
Yeah.
literally cut right next to his balls and
Yeah.
had to repair that muscle there.
Yeah.
And
And rugby is not a gentle sport.
that's already a highly sensitive area.
And he's growing because he's a boy and he's a
Yeah.
teenager.
Yeah. There's a lot that I kept thinking about if this was my son's. And I mean,
I
I want,
honestly would be more observant of my kid, I feel like.
well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Um, I, I feel like Johnny's story feels real. Like, of course, if the only thing he's good at is sports, which is what
But
he's
it's
convinced
not.
himself, but that's what he's convinced himself of. The only
Right.
thing that he's good for is what he can do on the rugby pitch.
Right.
So, of course, he's going to play injured. Of course, he is.
But it's not. He already knows his backup plan. He knows he's good at math. He knows he's good at sciences. He knows he's going to be his degree in.
But his backup plan is for after he retires. It's not a backup plan. It's a retirement plan.
It's just he's
If
smart.
he's decided if he doesn't make the national team, the under 20 team, by which for the summer, if he doesn't make it, he says my life is over.
Which that's just a dramatic teenager being fucking dramatic.
But here's the thing. The only thing I can relate this to in this country, and probably just because I just don't know enough about athletics, but the only thing I can relate this to in this country is gymnastics. Because gymnastics, those girls and boys start when they're quite young, and they really are trained up. Figure skating would be another one. Oh, I guess swimming. A lot of things at the Olympics.
Dance too. Like if you see kids that do dance, like after a certain age, they're no longer.
Yeah. And
ballet.
and they go through like essentially academies to train them up to be Olympians. So that's what I put it towards. And I mean, there's so much evidence that these girls that they do gymnastics hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much evidence of it.
I mean, those girls work their bodies so hard that they don't have full menstrual cycles until they're in their 20s because they've beat themselves into such a muscular, tiny little knot that their body's like, well, we can't do this.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's awful what we allow our kids to do to themselves.
Yeah. All right. Johnny is kind of famous, but Shannon has no idea who he is. This is one of those things that Johnny, it's one of the things Johnny really likes about her. So in contrast, his ex hookup, Bella, wants Johnny for the clout.
Yeah.
Is it too cliche, or did she pull this off? I mean, it's very clearly a trope.
It's very much a trope, but I think she pulled it off. I don't find it cheesy or corny in any way. I don't feel like she beat the trope over the head. There's another trope of hers in here I'm going to bitch about, but this isn't it.
Yeah, I think she did a really good job with it. It makes sense that Shannon wouldn't know who he was. Like, sometimes I feel like this trope happens and we're like, how the fuck did she not know who he was?
But some people don't follow football. Some people don't watch hockey.
Can I just tell you what the fact that she didn't know him reminded me of? And the fact she didn't know anything about rugby. It reminded me of Taylor and Travis. And if you haven't seen the New Heights podcast episode,
my God, I'll put the link
where Taylor was on. They don't need us to link to them, Molly. They have enough going on. We need them to link to us. But she mentioned on their first date that she asked him, so what was it like to like look across, the line and see your brother? And the way Taylor handled it was like with such grace. He was like, well, actually, we're both on, offense. And he made her feel very comfortable because she didn't know anything about football. And there are many men that would have just made that like, come on.
Going like, you're joking,
kidding, right? You're kidding, right?
You don't know the difference between defense and offense?
Right.
Yeah, but exactly.
And Johnny could have been that guy like, you don't know who I am? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, of course, I'm Johnny. Like,
Right.
And he wasn't like that. So I actually think they did a really good job with it. I like that Johnny finally had somebody that saw him.
Right. I think that's the draw of Taylor and Travis. They make each other normal people, right? We get to see them in love, falling for somebody that makes them giddy and cute and silly and matches their energy. And I think that's kind of the point of this is like, he needs somebody to bring him down to earth because she's the first person to be like, what are you doing? Why aren't you taking care of yourself?
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. And I saw a TikTok edit of Taylor being asked, "What's something you've always wanted to try, but you're too afraid to do it?"
Yes. Did
And
she
she
go to be an
said,
NFL player?
"No," she said Coachella.
Oh yeah.
And then it flipped to when she went to Coachella with Travis.
Oh, I've seen there's edits from when she was on SNL, and
Mm-hmm.
she's like, "Hey Jimmy, I really want to be in the NFL. Can you help me out?" And like, all right. Anyway. Anyway.
All right. So Johnny's family dynamic is it's also very interesting. His father is a barrister in Dublin and his mother is a fashion designer in London. Although seemingly happily married, they are not together very often. Additionally,
They're
they
not with
aren't
their
with
kid very
Johnny
much
for most
either.
of the book. Dude, let me finish the question. I was already saying
Sorry.
that.
Sorry.
Um, do you think this felt authentic, or is it to rich kid nonsense? Is this like the rich kid nonsense story,
It's
or
rich kid nonsense.
do you feel like how do you feel it compares to Shannon's family, and do you consider it to be neglect?
It's a different variation of neglect, but it's
Yeah.
also rich kid nonsense, right? But
Hmm.
usually rich kid nonsense means that there's like a maid in the house
That's what I was gonna say too, but
or
maybe
like a
rich kid nonsense is
housekeeper.
different in Ireland. We don't know.
I don't know. American rich kid nonsense, there's somebody from a different land taking care of you and
Hmm.
they teach you to speak Spanish,
Hmm.
usually is how that
Hmm.
storyline goes.
Hmm.
And but in this, him being alone and them acting like he's already an adult
Hmm.
after this surgery,
Yeah.
that's what got to me. This kid had major surgery, and you're just like, okay, buddy, I'm gonna go to London now. Don't fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
Bye bye. That bothered mom. That bothered the mother in me a
I
lot.
I also feel like, just as a side note, I am kind of glad that there wasn't someone at home with him because I feel like that would have led too easily into him fucking the maid.
Oh
And
God.
there was a lot of discussion about people hooking up with women who were
Ad-
adults when they were children
Adults
already.
going after the rugby players is disgusting.
Yeah,
But
but
I'm
like
assuming that came from a real.
the school secretary gives a blowjob to Gibbsy.
But I have a feeling this comes from a real place.
Well, it does. That's why I'm saying I feel like you could so easily have
Mm-hmm.
the fucking the maid trope.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know that would be a trope. That would be, I don't know what that would be, but it would not be good.
Nasty.
I mean, I feel like it's neglect as well. Like, obviously, Shannon's neglect is more physical. Um,
It's a different kind of
it's a
neglect,
different kind of
though.
neglect. I mean, Johnny is absolutely convinced that the only thing that he's worth is what he does in the rugby pitch, and his
Mm-hmm.
parents aren't around to tell him otherwise.
No,
He
and they're
loses his
like,
fucking virginity at 13 years old.
right. And his mom's just like, oh, okay.
No,
Oh,
she was not
okay.
happy about it. She was not happy about
But
it.
that's her own fault, man. She laid that gravel.
Right.
She laid that path with her own bare hands. You
I
leave
mean,
your kid unattended, you get what you fucking sow, man.
I kind of understand why they felt more like he was mature and grown because he was traveling all over the country with the rugby national rugby
But
team.
there was grown-ups taking care of him during that time frame.
I know.
They're his
I mean,
full-time grown-ups.
when he lost his virginity, this is like talked about in the book for those of you who haven't read it yet. He's 13 when he loses his virginity, and he loses his virginity to a girl who's essentially like a
A
senior. He's like a
prostitute?
7th grader and she's a
Yeah.
senior.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually says that he knew that he was too young to be doing it.
Yeah.
But she let him do it and she came back for more. So, I mean, that's once again people who are way too experienced going after him because of the clout.
But that's what happens when we give children clout and notoriety that should only be for adults. Look at freaking perfect example is Drew Barrymore dancing on David Letterman's desk as a 2-year-old and then her flashing the David Letterman crowd at 25. She never had a grown up.
I mean, she
Never
was
had
a
a grown
drug
up.
addict by the time she was like 10 or 12 or something.
She was going to Studio 54.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As an 8-year-old.
Yeah. As an 8-year-old because she was a novelty.
Yeah.
Fuck these grown-ups, man.
All right, so Johnny tends to date older women, as I've already said.
He does.
He lost his virginity at 13, as I've already said. He's been with several women, and he's never actually really had a relationship. Conversely, Shannon has never kissed a boy. Does the virgin trope work here?
No. And it
Mm.
leads in, I don't like it because
Mm-hmm.
it's unnecessary. It's a long, this ties into the, I'm going to get, she does not need to be the size of a rice grain.
Oh,
He does
we're
not
going to
need to
talk
be a,
about that. We're going to
okay,
talk about that.
it goes with that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like this whole he's experienced and
Mm-hmm.
she's naive and he's
Yeah.
big and bad and gonna protect her from the world, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just, it gets under my skin in a way I cannot explain.
I'm not the biggest fan of the virgin trope with the more experienced guy, but I will say I feel like it worked here. And the
Hmm.
reason is because of how her father treats her, calling her a whore and
Oh yeah.
saying she's a slut and you're going to be just like your mom, which he's the one that knocked her mom up. So, like, let's take some
But
responsibility
obviously that
here.
was her fault.
It was her fault
Obviously.
because she was a
Because
whore.
and he is just a man. And what do you
Right.
expect him to do?
And he screws around on her all the time. But because she had that innocence and he
Mm-hmm.
treated her like she was dirt, like that to me made that trope work here. It made it work.
Okay.
All right. My last three questions are not necessarily plot specific.
Okay.
I'm going to try that sentence again. My
Plot.
last three questions are not necessarily plot specific.
Did you say pot specific?
No, I said plot. I am not stoned.
Neither am I.
First, Shannon's body is constantly described as underdeveloped. She's small for her age, very young looking, doesn't get her first period until she's 16, and the male characters tend to be attracted to her because of these things.
I don't
Not
watch
in
on
spite of them.
YouTube. Y'all can see my face. It's disgusting.
Is this creepy pedo vibes?
It's nasty.
Mm-hmm.
It's nasty.
I hated it.
Nasty.
I hated it. I mean,
it's the Olsen twins countdown all over again.
Oh gosh, remember? Ugh, that's so gross. And here's the thing, because she's like a sophomore and he's a senior, but he failed a year, and she failed a year, so it's like a junior and a freshman in high school, which is that's an age gap of an adult with a teenager. But what really made it gross was the fact that everyone liked the fact that she looked young. They wanted her because she had small tits and little tiny panties, and she was like this tall, and they loved that.
What did little Shannon?
Mm-hmm. Gibbsy called her Little Shannon the whole time. Like, it was a thing. They liked the fact that she was childlike. And that really grossed me out. And honestly, I maybe could have given this 4.75 stars. It's still never going to be 5 stars for me because this is too long. There are whole chapters we can cut out. But it's going to lose points for me because of the fact.
The pedophilia feel of it.
Yeah, it did feel like that. It was gross.
It's yucky.
And very blatant.
It's very
and
obvious.
Intentional. Like, it's not unintentional. Like, she intended for the reader to know these men want her because she looks young.
And the comparison of her versus him, and what that means, in the world, because he's a big strong man and she's a tiny beat up woman all the time.
But here's the thing,
the whole savior aspect too.
But here's the thing, Molly. How many adult romance books do we read with the big man, small girl?
And I hate that.
You sent me a TikTok about how Taylor gets to be small girl.
But Taylor isn't normally small girl. Taylor is tall girl. Right. Taylor is tall for women. And Taylor, usually next to men, tower over them as soon as she puts heels on. And 90% of the boys Taylor is dated, she is taller than. So Taylor getting to be small girl, okay.
Allie Hazelwood consistently writes big giant man, tiny girl.
Yes.
And it doesn't bother me when she does it because they're adults.
That's consenting adults. But what bugs me about it is we are setting up, she is broken. She is a
Mm-hmm.
tiny little broken bird, and he's this big strong man, and he's going to fix everything for her. He's going to take her away from it all.
Yeah. Do
I
you do you want to know what it made me think of?
as a woman from that time of setup, you do not need a man to save you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but what did it make you think of?
It made me think of the movie Cruel Intentions, and
Oh my
specifically
god.
the scene when Ryan
Yes.
Phillippe's character
He's so gross in that.
asks oh gosh, what's her name?
I hated that movie too growing up, and nobody
Oh, I
like
loved that
everybody was
movie.
so everybody
But the
hated me for it. I was
specifically
like,
the
oh no,
scene
I
where
hate it.
where what's her name? The oh gosh, I'm gonna
Nev
put it below.
Campbell
No,
or
Nev Campbell's not in that.
Selma
Identify her.
Blair.
Selma
Selma
Blair.
Blair.
That's what it is.
I was
Okay,
mixing up Nev Campbell and her for some reason. Nev Campbell and Selma Blair look very similar. That's why I was
they
mixing
do.
them up.
That's why I thought that you were mentioning her. But so very specifically, the scene where he first meets her, and
Yeah.
she's matriculating to
Yeah.
their school, and she's wearing a koala t-shirt,
Yeah.
and he says, how's everything down under? And she's got her legs apart a little bit so he can see her panties,
Yeah.
and she's meant to be a freshman and he's meant to be a senior.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
He specifically liked the fact that she was immature looking. And he spends the whole movie trying to get the virgin.
I had double D's as a freshman in high school who used to be a tomboy. I know that feeling. It's gross.
Yeah. That's what it reminded me of. Anyway, moving on. All right. This book is described as YA. So we've talked a lot on this podcast about the different age categories of books. Do you think this book is YA?
If I handed this to my teenager, she would hate it. The amount this boy talks about his penis, she would be so mad. Piper skips sex scenes in books. She reads YA for the romance story, not the stuff about the genitals. So
okay, but that's not what I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
Content wise, because the sex is not open door.
No,
there's no explicit sex
there's no
in
explicit
this.
sex.
But do you think the content is YA?
Yeah.
I disagree. Yeah. I think this book should be targeted to new adults. But the problem is
that
new adults is not a section in bookstores or in libraries.
I can see that. But if you put it in adult fiction, then the younger crowd does. It's a weird mix.
We moved it in my library. We moved it from YA to adult. The trigger warnings and the content description actually says that the book is intended for audiences of 15 and over. And YA is 12 to 18.
Yikes.
Okay? 12-year-olds should not read this book.
12-year-olds should not be reading this book.
No.
But they are reading Colleen Hoover, so, maybe check your kids' backpacks, guys.
Gosh. It's very disturbing. So, I'm sorry. I have to talk about the penis here for a minute.
Yeah.
Because I know you were bothered by how much Johnny talks about his penis.
I grew up with boys, and I don't feel like they did this much.
You did not grow up with boys the way that I grew up with boys. And you're also not raising boys. So let me just tell you, everything is about the penis. Literally.
I don't want to talk about it that much.
They always do. I mean, there's a whole... Okay, so the other day, like a couple of days ago, I came home from work and we were sitting down to dinner and James was in his underwear. Only his underwear. And I was like, are we having naked dinner?
At least he was wearing underwear.
I was like, are we having naked dinner? So then Tom and Sam proceeded to strip down to their underwear too. Well, the amount of times that people are just penis out, balls flapping everywhere in this house. I'm the only woman.
Yeah, I'm good.
Boys talking about their penis is 100% a regular occurrence. The discussions that my brothers had about their penises, I was like grossed out, seriously. So it totally felt normal to me.
It just, but again, it's not realistic from my standpoint. But
it doesn't feel normal to have your best friend buy you lube that he's half used. But
that's a scene that could have been cut out.
The penis talk is legit. All right, so finally, rugby. I personally don't know anything about rugby other than Alona Mar is a motherfucking beast. That's what I know.
I love
and
this so
that
much.
the New Zealand rugby team always does hakas.
Yeah.
Is it essential to understand rugby to read this book?
No. No.
No.
I pictured football positions. It's very similar. When he was
They use the same shape of ball too.
Yes. I did watch a YouTube video to get like prepared for this book, and I'll put the link down below. It
I
definitely
did
helped
too.
me.
I was going to say that too.
It's probably the same one. Well, I'll send it to you
Probably.
later.
Probably.
But it's very similar to football, but it's not football. You don't need to know it to read this book.
Mm-hmm.
It just when if you're not a football girly and your boyfriend takes you to the game and he's like, yeah, did you see that tackle? You go, that's all it is, guys. That's all it is.
I was surprised at the fact that soccer was referred to as soccer.
But I think that was for the American audience.
It wasn't. I actually
Really?
just Googled it to confirm this. It's because they call it soccer in Ireland to differentiate it from Gaelic football, which is what her brothers play.
Plays. Yeah. Well,
yeah. So, anyway, I don't know anything about rugby. I watched a
this isn't a
video.
Rugby book. It's a book that has rugby in it. Does that make sense, ladies?
It's
Jags,
like if you read it's like if you read Hockey
Loch Ness
Romance,
Monster.
You don't have to know anything about hockey to know that the boys are hot.
They're big dudes that run into each other. They wear almost little to no protection in rugby too, by the way. It is wild.
Yeah, they don't wear helmets.
It is wild. And they wear
beat
spikes,
the shit out of each other.
And they wear spikes on each other. Like, I've seen like a rugby injury where a guy has a hole in his thigh permanently, where they had to cut out around the muscle, and like because it was getting infected and they had to clear it all out. And
he played
the rest of the game with the hole.
Of course he did. Did I miss anything you wanted to talk about? Or are we good with moving on to what we're doing next week? All right.
I'm good.
So next week, just a reminder, I will not be here next week. We will have Nurse Katie filling in with Molly.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
You guys are reading Death of a Fairy Tale?
Death of a Fairy Tale.
Put that right here. I don't have a copy of it. You guys are
this book.
I think Katie read the ebook.
You know how like there are certain books in pod season and you're like, I hate you, Molly. I can't believe you fucking made me read this.
Mm-hmm.
This would be that book.
I am very familiar with that problem.
Yes, that is this book. But that's what you get when you have Molly as a co-host. Like,
I'm certain, Molly, that this won't be the only book that you picked this season that I would say, fuck you, Molly.
We'll find out.
We did actually. We
Bury Your Gaze, I think, is going to make you really mad because that's going to be scary as shit.
Oh, it's horror for sure.
Yeah,
but I did get a copy of it from the library. I actually have all of our October books already from the library.
I bought it for myself at Barnes and Nobles. I haven't been buying books. I bought this and I bought this.
Nice.
So, anyway.
All right, so next week, Death of a Fairy Tale with Molly and Nurse Katie. Don't forget to check out beawesomereadbooks.com. Use the code HelloBesties to get free shipping.
Besties.
The shirts are really comfortable. They're really soft. They do not shrink. They're size inclusive. They have all the way to 5X. I'm wearing a 2X. I'm wearing a large.
I'll show you how big the large is. If you're on the... Look, I am 5'5".
This is a 2X, and it doesn't fit me. It's not too tight. Like, it's wonderful.
I am 5'5". It is very loose on me.
Yeah, it's very comfortable. The colors are all those like heather colors, which are my favorite t-shirt colors. So they're really beautiful. The bookmarks are incredible. You know, get yourself
next week
some free shipping.
Have my green shirt.
Yeah, well, we can hope. All right, that's it, Besties.
That'll be dead. You'll just see his head up here.
Don't hang his head on the pod. I don't want to be affiliated with that.
No killing Matt.
Right. Okay. All right. Bye, Besties. We'll see you next week.
See you next time.
Bye. Thank you for joining us on Book Besties. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The views discussed here are those of April and Molly, not those of anyone else. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Carpe Librum, the shop that has bookish things for bookish people. And right now, you can get free shipping by using the code HelloBesties, which is good for the month of September. Today's book was Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. Your book besties are Molly Biggs and April Watkins, editing by Thomas Watkins, and music is Sleep Sweetly by Brigida. Don't forget to follow the book besties on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. If you'd like to contact the book besties, please email us at bookbestiespod@gmail.com or visit our website, bookbestiespodcast.com. Until next time, besties, get lost in your favorite book.